Hey guys, it's Julia, and today I'm going to be doing a book review over Juniper Lemon's Happiness Index by Julie Ezreal. So this story is about a girl who loses her sister, and in the process of healing, she finds a letter that is addressed to you, and it doesn't actually say a specific name, but it is actually a breakup letter from her sister that is dated the day that she dies. And so Lemon goes on this kind of like adventure to kind of figure out who this letter was to, and tries to get the letter to the person that it belonged to. Juniper's sister, Camille, actually kept it a secret from everybody. Nobody had any idea that she was really dating. They knew she kind of had a secret and she was acting a little weird before she died, but they didn't know that she was seeing somebody. Juniper doesn't know, obviously, why she wanted to break up with them. On her journey, she ends up meeting really great friends and a guy, and kind of finding herself along the way. I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the important topics that were really brought up in this book, such as suicide and abuse. I think that the author did a really good job of bringing those topics up, but not focusing on them, but bringing them up enough to be like, these are important topics and we should talk about them, but not like that's what this whole story is about. Basically, she points out that like if you know somebody is going to commit suicide, or you know something bad is going to happen to someone, make an effort to console this person. Or Juniper finds out that somebody is going to commit suicide, so she ends up not being like, hey, I know you're going to commit suicide, don't do it. She ends up befriending this person because obviously this person really needs a friend because she's being bullied, and it just was a really awesome thing to put in there. And it wasn't the focus, but it was still really important. And then there's another person in the story who's being abused, and the topic comes up of, you know, this person doesn't want her to say anything because it'll change his life, but then Juniper really kind of battles in her own mind with whether or not she should tell somebody. And I think that's important because as a person, you don't want to disappoint or go behind someone's back who really doesn't want you to say something, but at the same time, you don't want something bad to happen to that person. So they're being abused. If you're someone who knows, you're kind of in this internal battle. Do I want this person to be mad at me, or do I want this person to be safe? And I think that that was a great thing to have in this book, along with the fact that there's loss in this book, and Juniper has to overcome that, and there's lots of different battles, and it brings to light, like for me, I've never lost anybody, but I know people who have, and sometimes I don't really know exactly what to say to those people, and I don't know exactly how to make them feel better. But in this book, it talks about loss, and it talks about like a lot of times people who've lost people, they don't want pity. They don't want you to feel sorry for them. They just want to grieve in their own way. I think that this book really talked about that and made me realize that you can't always make things better. Also, another really great thing about this book is the family aspect and how they're dealing with grief and how everybody deals with grief differently. Overall, I thought this book was a really fun read. It dealt with some very serious topics, but not in a way that it's depressing or took over the whole story. And it just really brings some serious things to light that everybody needs to think about. It kind of lets people know like some of the thought process that goes behind some of that. I just really love this book. This is definitely like my top book right now. It's my favorite book so far that I've read this year, and I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that it's my favorite book of all time right now because I just enjoyed it that much. If you have not heard about this book, if you have not picked it up, I strongly suggest picking it up. Now, I do want to mention there is abuse in this book, there is thoughts of suicide in this book, there's loss in this book, so if any of that triggers you, then maybe don't pick it up. But I kind of think that even if it does trigger you, you should read it because it might open your mind up to some different ways of how to deal with those things if you're suffering with those things, or it might help you in a way you didn't realize. I ended up giving this book a 5 out of 5 stars because I believe that it deserved that. I thought the story was really good. I thought it flowed really nicely. I pretty much couldn't put it down the whole time I was reading it. I loved the friendships and the love in this and the family aspects in this. It just was a perfect book, and I am so happy that I picked it up. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!